Hey everybody, it's Kory. Thanks for joining me. So we are in September now, 2024. The year is winding down. It's been a pretty crazy and interesting year here in the North Idaho housing market, and we're going to see that through the stats. We're going to run the stats all the way up to August 31st, the year-to-date stats. And then we're going to come back after we look at the stats and talk about what it all means. Let's get into the stats. And again, to set some context, we're looking at year-to-date numbers. That's January 1st to the end of August, August 31st. And then we're comparing that period, the year-to-date period, year over year between 2023 and 2022 to see if there's any trends developing. The median sales price at the end of August this year, year-to-date, we're at $522,563. So basically $523,000 for the median sales price, and that is up 1.3% year over year. So prices have ticked up just a bit. Now looking at new listings, again, these are all the new homes that came onto the market, both pre-existing and new construction. Up to August 31st this year, we had 5,920 units. That's up 5.9%. year over year. So we're seeing a slight tick up in homes that are coming onto the market to add to the inventory. Okay, so you can see here, these are the pending sales for all sectors of the market. That's the MLS for pre-existing and new construction. We have put 3,457 total units under contract from January to the end of August. That is up 6.8% year over year. So you're seeing buyer demand tick up by about 7%. Now let's look at where that buyer demand is specifically. So here you have the previously owned homes. We had a total of 2,627 units put under contract during that time. That's up 1.8%. Take a look at this. The percentage of new construction that people are putting under contract is up 26.8% year over year. We've put 832 brand new homes, newly constructed homes, under contract. And I want to draw your attention to the bottom right-hand corner. You can see here that these are all the homes that were $350,000 or less, newly constructed homes that have been put on the market, been put under contract. 23. There just is not inventory of $350,000 and less new homes coming onto the market. There's not even that for pre-existing. There's just nothing on our market under $350,000. And you can see here in this 8-month period where we have had homes put under contract, only 23 of them newly constructed were under $350,000. However, when you come down here again to the right-hand corner, these are the homes that were $350,000 to $600,000 that were put under contract. And the majority of the homes put under contract in the new construction sector, 495 of them. That's a 47.3% jump year over year. And then real quick, the homes that were 600 and up, 191 of those were put under contract, and that is up 15.1%. And then moving over to closed sales for the entire MLS, again, both pre-existing and new construction total. We've had a total of 3,032 homes go over the finish line and close sales during that year-to-date period. When we look at the previously owned sector of homes closed, we're actually down almost 1%. We're down 0.9% year over year. Whereas with new construction, you can see here that the closed sales were actually up 29.4% year over year. So there you have it. Those are your stats up to August 31st here in 2024. What can we make out of these numbers? Well, I think it's safe to say that the larger share of homes being sold where the demand is being noted is in the new home sector. And I think there's reasons for that. One of the reasons is the pre-existing market is just frozen. Those that own homes do not want to put them on the market because they're sitting on 4% or less interest rates. So they're just holding tight. And as a result, the pre-existing market, new homes coming onto the market is just not what it normally is. In the meantime, developers continue to build and bring inventory to the market. And as a result, that's what you see getting bought up. It's also a noteworthy thing to state here that builders are starting to figure out that they need to tailor their builds to what is affordable in our market. And we can argue all day long that 500,000 is not affordable, but in our market, that is affordable. And if builders are building something that's $500,000 or more, those homes are going to tend to sit longer than if they're building stuff that's $500,000 and less. And how are builders able to accomplish this quote unquote more affordable build? And this is important for you as a buyer to understand. The affordability is obtained by the builder building more homes within the acreage that they have. So as a result, when you buy a new home, you're typically going to have a smaller lot and your neighborhoods are going to be more compressed. The lots tend to be about 0.20 or less, whereas your pre-existing homes throughout history, the lots have usually been a quarter acre or more here in North Idaho. So just take note of that when you do buy new homes, that you're going to typically find homes on smaller lots. The other thing to note, if there's a new development anywhere in North Idaho or anywhere in the country for that matter, the cities are putting pressure on the developers to put the burden of paying for those neighborhood parks, those green belts, and those roads, the infrastructure that's being developed. The cities are putting pressure on the developer to create HOAs and put the cost of maintaining those neighborhoods more on the homeowners and less on the cities. And as a result, you have HOAs in newer developments. And this is a compromise that we find a lot of our buyers having to make that they're not real comfortable making. Most of the people that are gravitating to North Idaho are liberty-minded. They don't want the government telling them what to do, and they certainly don't want an HOA or some Karen that's walking around the neighborhood telling them how they should park their boat, where they should park their boat, what color they should paint their house, and so forth. So a lot of our buyers here are having to compromise, noting that they're buying into a home with an HOA. The good news is that our HOAs out here tend to be more affordable. They run about $350 a year, whereas I remember in California, we would have $350 in a month. So your HOAs are a lot more affordable, and they tend to stay stable a lot longer than some of the neighborhoods that you have in bigger cities where the HOA fees just tend to go up a lot quicker. Our experience here is that our neighborhoods tend to not increase those fees that much. So that's a positive side. But again, the negative side is when you buy a new home, you're buying into an HOA neighborhood here. The other thing to take note of, and I'll link in the corner here, I just did a video on why you're wise to have your own representation when you buy a home rather than go directly to the listing agent. And what you'll find is that a lot of people, when they go to the model homes, there's a real estate agent that's inside of that home, and those agents are hired by the developer to facilitate any transactions that come through the door. And understand that when you go there, you are again being served by a real estate agent in a limited dual capacity. And again, I explained that in the other video. You don't have the representation that you need. And I'm not casting doubt on the ethical ability of agents to represent both sides. I'm simply stating a fact, and that is, by law, a listing agent cannot act as a buyer's agent. And you are at a disadvantage when it comes to negotiations. You're at a disadvantage at getting concessions, and you're at a disadvantage if there's ever conflict between you and the developer when it comes to that home. So we always advise getting your own representation. We do represent buyers going into new developments, and we have a pretty good track record with these builders. We do a lot of business with the builders, have a good reputation with them. And as a result, we can tend to get some concessions where you might not be able to get them on your own. If you guys are interested in purchasing here in North Idaho, whether new builds or pre-existing builds, that's what we're here for. We'd love to be a resource for you, whether now or in the future. As you start to figure things out as to whether North Idaho is for you, we would love to have that conversation and help you learn more about the area. I have included a link in the description below on how to contact us. We can talk either over the phone, through Zoom, or in person when you're here in town. We'd love to have that conversation with you. Thanks for watching. Bye now. If we haven't met yet, I'm Kory Martinelli. My wife Bonnie and I own a local real estate team based in Coeur, Idaho. Our personal journey to live better began in 2009 when we relocated our young family to North Idaho from Ventura County, California. We wanted to raise our family in a place rich with outdoor recreation and in a culture that treasured our strong conservative values. Leaving family, friends, and church was not easy. Perhaps the scariest decision was to leave behind 21 years as a deputy sheriff with Ventura County and finish my career with a new agency. But I did it and finished serving out my 3 decades in law enforcement as a deputy with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department right here in North Idaho. While I was doing the easy part, working in law enforcement, Bonnie diligently raised our 2 children, battled breast cancer into remission, and started her real estate career part-time. Talk about a winner. After retiring from law enforcement in 2016, I joined Bonnie in real estate and we went full-time forming the Martinelli Realty team and this video channel. Since then, we have successfully navigated one of the most aggressive and competitive real estate markets in America to help over 300 families relocate to North Idaho. In that time, Bonnie has been recognized as one of the top 1% producing real estate professionals in the entire country. It is this experience that we have gained in the market that forms the foundation of our videos. If you are wondering if you can live better in North Idaho, we dedicate this channel to you.